What up, what up? It's Gavin from MLS Now podcast, and thought I'd just hop on real quick and give my instant thoughts, my instant reaction to the MLS Cup final from earlier today. LA Galaxy win 2-1 over the New York Red Bulls. A pretty exciting game, actually. At the start of it didn't look like it was going to be that exciting in those first, 25 minutes. But New York Red Bulls, they made it an enticing, exciting game. So wanted to just give a quick reaction. But before we get into that, just wanted to say, if you're watching this, thank you. Really appreciate you clicking on the video. And if you're here, make sure to drop it a like, subscribe. We're going to be ramping up the production here on YouTube for MLS Now team. And let's get into it. So I've got the breakdown article. Let me just pull it up real quick. Well, it's not even a breakdown. It's really just a recap from MLS from Jonathan Seagull. And very simple article, so it won't take too long to look at. So he says LA Galaxy are back on top, storming to a 2-1 victory over New York Red Bulls MLS Cup 2024, Saturday afternoon at Dignity Health Sports Park. By capturing the league's ultimate prize, LA hosted the Philip F. Anschutz Trophy for a sixth time, extending the MLS Cup title record they already held. 6 times is insane. That's insane. I know they're an original team, so they kind of had that benefit at the beginning, but 6 times still. Who is even the closest next to them? MLS Cup Trophy. Is it DC with 4? Most wins. Yeah. We know they just won it. Wikipedia should have it. Let's see here. Yeah, DC with 4. Columbus has 3. LA Galaxy have just really dominated that trophy. It's been just insane. So, props to them on the win. Galaxy scored twice inside the game's first quarter hour with Paintsill and Joveljic, 9th and 13th minutes, beating Red Bulls keeper Coronel from close range. When celebrating, both stars offered a tribute to Ricky Puig after LA's best 11 midfielder tore his ACL in the Western Conference Final, couldn't feature in MLS Cup. A lot in that paragraph. So yeah, Paintsill and Joveljic, 9th and 13th minutes, 4 minutes apart from one another. This was looking like Red Bulls were going to be down and out. It was going to be just a beat down of the Red Bulls. So I think we were all ready for a 4-5-0 game. Luckily that didn't happen. I think that would have been pretty disappointing from like a neutral perspective, as I myself try to be neutral on this. So first and foremost with Paintsill and Joveljic's goals, I mean, beautiful goals. We'll watch them here in a second. And just the Red Bulls were not playing well. They were not playing well at all in this game up to this point. It was all LA Galaxy. Whenever the Red Bulls had the ball, they were very slow, trying to slow the game down, do what they do. But it just wasn't working. LA Galaxy were still able to kind of get in behind them a little bit. You think of Paintsill getting past, I think it was Toothless down that left-hand side, and that really got the crowd going. And I thought that was something the Red Bulls did really well against Orlando, is they slowed the game down, and they were trying to do it here against the Galaxy. But like I said, just didn't work at all. Galaxy were all over them. Peck was in on the right side once, I think, making dangerous plays happen in these first 10 minutes, even before the Paintsill goal. And just, Red Bulls were just slow. They were just really slow. There was one moment I wanted to show to you guys that really hit it home for me, and I've got it up here. You probably saw me click on it earlier. So I just want to start there with my thoughts. And basically, it's like, you'll see it in a second, but basically, it's still 0-0, as you can see. It's right before the goal, the Paintsill goal, and Delgado's going to give the ball away here, and Red Bulls just dilly-dally on it. So, and that to me, this moment, I guess, just encapsulates the opening 9 minutes of the game before they concede. So let's watch that real quick. So there's Delgado, giveaway. And the right thing, this I think that's Edelman. He's telling Stroud, I think, to give it to Von Zier here, because this is the exact moment Red Bulls are wanting. This is the exact thing, the exact scenario Red Bulls are wanting. Giveaway in the midfield. You've got 4 LA Galaxy players here that could potentially get the ball, and it's a 3v4 here. 3v4. Just release him. And instead, and I paused it, but he passes it to 75. I think that's Edelman. And Edelman's like not expecting it at all. And it gets broken up. It gets broken up, and Galaxy win the ball back. And in that moment, even before the goal went in, I thought, man, the Red Bulls are not doing well in this game. They're just not executing on the plan. They weren't keeping the ball well when they did have it. They weren't transitioning. Nothing was going forward to try and put Galaxy under any pressure. If you're a Galaxy player in that scenario, you're real comfortable. Real comfortable. Just in that opening 10 minutes, because the Red Bulls weren't even really putting you under any pressure. So yeah, if I was a Galaxy defender, I'm feeling good. And overall, it just gives you more confidence if you're a Galaxy player. You're at home, first 8 minutes of the game. Your opponent's not really offering much. They looked nervous. They looked scared. They didn't look ready to play this game. And that shown with the goals that we're about to see. I mean, I could probably just click a little bit further here, and you'll see the 1-2 in the middle here in a second that leads to the goal. I think it's coming up here. Yeah, they get a little pressure, which, this is uncharacteristic of the Red Bulls. Somebody jumping out of their hole. A quick 1-2, and just a beautiful through ball for Puig. And it's 1-0. Just like that, 9 minutes into the game, and the Red Bulls only have themselves to blame. I mean, Galaxy were amazing at the start, but for me, I am pointing the finger at the Red Bulls because, in terms of which team impacted the play a little bit more here, really poor defending from the Red Bulls. We saw Taylor Twellman and Jake Zavin, but mostly Taylor Twellman brutalize Noah Isla for keeping him onside here, basically. He said it for half the game, that Noah Isla was just coming into the game and kept him onside. But yeah, it just, for me, I'm pointing the finger at the Red Bulls, especially, Coronel probably should have gotten the save here too. We'll talk about Puig in a second here. That's right at him. It's a lot of errors. It's a lot of errors, and it's hard to blame the keeper when the player's that close. It's very difficult to get down. He just chose the wrong technique. He could have stayed on his feet a little bit longer and kick saved that. That didn't necessarily have to be a goal, but just the whole entire play was a breakdown from the Red Bulls. So, pretty disappointing start to the game for the Red Bulls, and that was compounded a couple minutes later. I don't even know. In the 13th minute, I might have just clicked on the goal. Well, let's first talk about Puig and them lifting the jersey. I think the messaging must have been from Greg Vanney, do this for Ricky, like do it for Ricky. And I think there's even quotes after the game that it's like, we did this for Ricky. I don't know how to feel, I guess, about them celebrating with his jersey. Obviously, he's a key player in the team. He's a really good player on the team. But, it just feels a little weird to... I guess it just shows the mindset of these professional athletes, that they're a family. It's not just they're a team, they're a family. And when, something unfortunate and something negative, something disheartening happens to your teammate, they want to do it for their teammate. They want to lift their teammate up. Missing out on the final after key performance from Ricky Puig, it clearly struck a chord with the team, and because both Paintsil and Joveljic celebrated with his jersey, and he was He was in the headlines before and after the game. The fans were cheering for him when he went over and lifted his jersey up during the celebration. So it was interesting to me. I'm not sure, I guess, how to feel about it. I think it just shows the mindset of these professional players. So yeah, Red Bulls were not up for it. Paintsill gets in behind with a great through ball from Brugman. And then Joveljic as well. We'll watch that one. I don't have it easy. Oh, there's going to be an ad, isn't there? All right, we'll wait the 15 seconds for the ad. Joveljic's goal is a thing of beauty as well. Really, really well taken by Joveljic. And we don't have enough time on this video to talk about it, but he has just risen from the ashes. I mean, the last few seasons he hasn't been the best striker. He hasn't been the worst, but he's kind of been a average striker. And now he is a MLS Cup goal scoring. Oh my gosh, what is it? Game-winning goal scoring striker. And I think he had the most goals in the playoffs this season with like 6 or 7. It was just an insane run from Joveljic here in the playoffs, but over the course of the season he's been amazing as well. So I think I put out the tweet that his rise to one of the best strikers in MLS needs to be studied, because he went from nothing to something this season. Not sure why I paused the ad. That was probably not the smartest idea. But here's the second goal, and it's just winning a second ball. And then the thing I wanted to call out here is just how vertical LA Galaxy were playing. They were doing this the whole early parts of the game where they were, dominant. Where, yes, the Red Bulls weren't great. But also, look how vertical they are. They get the ball, they go. They get the ball, they go forward. Just think about the opening stages of the game. That's all Galaxy were doing. They get the ball, they go forward. They were being very direct, very vertical. Not a ton of left to right passing. And there's no pass here. It's just an amazing run and finish by Joveljic. And he gets on the score sheet, and that's eventually the winning goal. There's your spoiler if you didn't know, even though I've spoiled it a million times at this point. But yeah, did Joveljic not celebrate with Puig's shirt? I thought he did. Okay, maybe he just did the Robbie Keane celebration. But just one pass, look at that. And just look at the difference. Here's 5 New York Red Bulls defenders. I showed the screenshot earlier with 4 LA Galaxy defenders when LA Galaxy gave the ball away. New York Red Bulls give the ball away. They've got 5 back there, and Galaxy are going. They make that one pass real quick, and they go. And that's the difference. That's the difference in those opening 30 minutes. And obviously the finish was sublime. That is such a good finish, such a hard finish to do. Just rolled in the back of the net. Great composure after a long run. Well done to Joveljic there. So those are the first 2 goals, and if you're a Red Bulls fan, if you're a neutral, you're thinking, this game is about to get ugly. It did not, though. Things kind of slowed down. Red Bulls got their feet under them. They weren't really in the game still. It was all like Galaxy. It took until pretty much the goal that Sean Nealis scored. It really took until then for the Red Bulls to get into the match. And that was in the 28th minute. What is that? 15 minutes after Joveljic's goal. It really took him that long to get in the match. And you'll see it here. Comes off of the set piece. Another ad. Comes off a set piece. And similarly to the first goal, where I kind of blamed it, I guess I put more of the portion on the goal being conceded to the Red Bulls versus the Galaxy doing amazing. This one I am going to put on LA Galaxy's defense. It's a standard cross, gets cleared. Paintsill, he hits it off. It hits off of him. Whatever. It's just scrambly, ugly defense from the Galaxy, and you just want to see a little bit more conviction from them to get that cleared. And this was a turning point in the whole game. Obviously, Galaxy go on to win the game, but it sure as hell was not comfortable for them. I mean, just Paintsill, I mean, could he have done a bicycle kick clearance here? Maybe he could have, and that's no longer a goal. But just some crazy attempts and bodies flying over, and a great finish from Neeless. But man, it's not the best look from the Galaxy here in terms of their defending. So, and like I said, that's a pivotal point in the game. Again, I know Galaxy won, but it wasn't easy for them. Red Bull started putting on pressure. They started having chances. There probably should have been another goal from the Red Bulls. They just didn't finish well. They just didn't finish their chances well. But LA Galaxy held on, and so I mean that's really it for the first half. I don't have much more to add there. And in the second half, it was really just as you would expect. No goals, but New York Red Bulls start pushing, and LA Galaxy held firm. I do think, like I've just said, there were chances in the second half. You think of Emil Forsberg's chance to score, and he hits it wide, and that was really the big one. That was the big one that Red Bulls fans will be looking back on and thinking, man, we really should have scored there to make it 2-2. Now, on the flip side, excuse me, LA Galaxy obviously had some chances in transition to make it 3-1, and they didn't convert those either. So, you could look at it both ways. So that's basically it for the game. I don't think there's a ton more to go into. Those were the 3 goals. There wasn't really any referee controversy, which bravo to the center ref. I don't have his name off the top of my head, but thank you for not ruining this game. I thought he reffed the game amazingly. The fact that there's nothing to even talk about there was really good. Okay, let's keep going through this article. Galaxy are back on top, going from 13th place Western Conference finish in 2023 to MLS Cup champs for the first time in a decade. I think it was to the day they said on the broadcast. It was 2014. This day in 2014 they won, and they just won again here in 2024. This turnaround coincides with DP wingers Paintsill and Peck being signed for around $20 million in the winter, giving head coach Vanny the final pieces for his attack-centric vision. LA also ended 2024 undefeated at Dignity Health Sports Park, going 17-0-4 across all competitions and ensuring the Red Bulls' Cinderella run falls short. New York, were 7th in the East, were the lowest ever seed to reach MLS Cup. And in those first 28 minutes, they looked it. They had a good system to get to MLS Cup, and they honestly had a good system to win MLS Cup. It really was those opening 25 minutes that screwed them. Where they were just, every time they got on the ball, they were too slow. They weren't being threatening in the attack. They weren't doing anything with it. They were just losing the ball. It was really bad from them. They looked scared. They looked scared, honestly. Moment of the match, Jovelic's game-winning goal almost unfolded in slow motion for the Serbian striker toe poked past Cornell. He ends the postseason with 6 goals, second most in MLS history. And then man of the match, which I personally agree with, was given to Gaston Brugman. I thought he was incredible in that midfield for LA Galaxy, stepping up while Puig was out. That was the main area. There was a lot of talk of what is Vanny going to do in there. He went with 3 central midfielders who were good defensively, but also pretty decent on the ball. Marky Delgado, who's just been one of the most underrated midfielders in MLS throughout his whole entire career. Brugman, who obviously just was really technically sound and stepped up in Puig's absence to be that creative force. There were a lot of questions, who's going to be the creator? Brugman stepped up and was the creator. He gets the assist for the goal, and there were a couple other times where he did some flicks, he did some turns, and was able to keep possession for the Galaxy. He was also pretty good defensively as well. And let's see here. All week, debate ensued about how Galaxy coach Greg Vanney would fill their Puig-sized hole. He ultimately started Brugman, who assisted Paintsell's opener, Boston midfield before being replaced by Marco Reus. In the 75th minute, Uruguayan veteran was named MLS Cup 2024 MVP. Well done to Brugman. And that's it. That's all Jonathan Seagal had to say. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the match. Really, really, really good close match. At the end of the day, only 2-1. It wasn't a blowout like it looked like it was going to be. A lot of props to both teams who put on a good show for us as fans. So let us know what your thoughts on the match were. I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out. Congrats to LA Galaxy on their 6th ever MLS Cup. And unfortunate for Red Bulls, who are still seeking their first ever. This was one of the better chances for them to do it, obviously getting to the final. And who knows when they'll be back. It's been, I think they said, since 2008. Hopefully it's not another 16 years for an MLS Cup final appearance for the Red Bulls, but we will see. We will see. All right, that's all I've got for you guys today. This has been Gavin. Thanks for watching if you watched this far. Again, make sure to like and subscribe. Y'all know the job, or y'all know the deal. And with that, I'll catch you next time.